Do you ever wonder what is intended for or likely to be understood by only a small number? The traditional beliefs, customs, and stories of a community. A community not part of the mainstream, unconventional, peripheral, or extreme. Part of an anthology, a published collection of poems or other pieces of writing. This is Esoteric Lore. I'm your host, Edward Aponte, where I push you to ponder the fringes of folklore. What if I told you your dreams are not dreams at all? What if every night when your eyes close, you're not drifting into imagination, you're stepping out of this universe and slipping into another? A universe where you made a different choice, loved a different person, lived a different life. For centuries, mystics have whispered it, quantum physicists have hinted at it, and dreamers have felt it in their bones. Dreams are doorways to the selves you've abandoned and the selves you've yet to meet. But here's the real question. Are you the dreamer or the dreamed? Are you the one watching these worlds or the one being watched? Tonight, we're not just talking about dreams, we're talking about multiverse. Memory bleeds. The echoes of parallel timelines. And what happens when the veil finally tears and you remember who you were somewhere else. Welcome to Esoteric Lore, where the matrix cracks, the multiverse opens, and when your reality is just the first door. Today's question is ancient, modern, cosmic, and deeply personal. Are our dreams memories you have lived in a multiverse? Not fantasy, not escapism, but legitimate echoes of parallel selves. Tonight, we're going to take this question seriously through neuroscience, quantum theory, and esoteric traditions. Dreams, through the scientific lens, are internal simulations. The brain reorganizes memories. It tests prediction, dissolves identity to refine emotional calibration. But even neuroscientists quietly admit dreams often feel like places we've been, people we've known, and lives we've lived. Why would simulation feel like a memory? Why do dreams create novel worlds with their own physics, culture, rooms, landscapes, worlds we cannot recall building? One theory, the brain is not generating a world, it's tuning into one. Like scanning radio frequencies, the mind slips into channel normally obscured by our waking consciousness. Now let's move from psychology into physics. The many worlds interpretation suggests every choice creates a branching universe. Infinite versions of you exist. Infinite timelines unfold. If this is true, then when the ego dissolved during dreaming, you may be catching a broadcast from a neighboring reality. a parallel self remembering their day. While you interpret it as a dream, some quantum theorists propose that consciousness is a non-local field, like a cosmic Wi-Fi network. When you dream, you disconnect from the narrow frequency of the waking self and slide into the bandwidth of possibility. What you remember may not be fiction, it may be crosstalk between selves living in the quantum field. Across Tibetan dream yoga, Vedic states, Kabbalistic ascension, Shikendo, and Taoist inner alchemy, the idea is consistent. Dreaming is travel, dreaming is contact, dreaming is remembering. The soul is not confined to one timeline. Hermeticists believed dreams were messages from the adjacent worlds, the ones closest to your current vibration. Taoists believed dreams were journeys through, quote, 100 realms, dimensions stacked like books in a cosmic library. Mystics believed that the subconscious was a bridge and dreams were the footsteps across it. So what is the truth? Here is the synthesis. Dreams are not literal recordings of multiverse lives, but they are the interface, the overlap, the membrane where other timelines brush against your awareness. A dream may be a possibility you could have lived, a self you nearly became, a path you may still choose, a memory from a neighboring timeline bleeding through a symbolic transmission from the soul. When the ego sleeps, the multiverse speaks, and the dream is the whisper. So, are dreams memories of lives in the multiverse? Not in the literal sense, but in the ontological sense, yes. They are transmissions, echoes, fragments, intersections, and sometimes warnings from beyond the narrow band of waking reality. Dreams are where the self becomes plural, where identity becomes fluid, where time becomes nonlinear. Dreams show you the you could have been, and sometimes the you still might be. Thank you for listening to Esoteric Lore. Until next time, explore, question, and remember, reality is not a wall, it is a field, and the dreams are its windows. As always, I leave you with a poem. Echoes from the rooms next door. In sleep, the self loses its grip and slips through the seams in the fabric of now. Dreams are not fantasies, they are echoes from the room next door, where versions of you breathe under different suns. You wake with the taste of another life in your tongue, a city you've never walked, a goodbye you never gave, a life you almost lived. These are not inventions, they are intersections. Quiet collisions of timelines brushing against your soul like passing strangers who somehow know your name. In the dark, the veil thins. The mind unbuttons its identity. The universe places a hand on your shoulder and whispers, "You exist in more places than you remember." And when morning comes, all you carry is the fragment, the shimmer, the haunting truth. Dreams are not escapes, they are returnings to the selves you left behind in the multiverse you still inhabit. If you like this video, please subscribe, share, and give us a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. See you next time.